this is the end of week 3. It's the end of week 3. We've seen a lot. Brilliant things.
Can you even remember what we've seen?
Yeah.
From last Sunday.
We saw Swahili Merrywives of Windsor.
Yeah.
We saw the Chinese National Theatre Richard III.
Yep.
Then we saw
Caesar. Yeah.
The Italian company. Then we saw Titus Andronicus in Mandarin.
Oh God, yeah, of course.
In Cantonese. Then last night we saw
Othello in American.
Hip hop.
American.
Chicago company, yeah, Othello.
And it sort of was American in a way, because like everything, the foundation of that whole play was I guess hip hop and American music, wasn't it?
It was American culture.
Of
like get up the ladder, get up the ladder, get up the ladder. Othello is like a rapper, and he works his way up and makes something for himself, and then Iago sort of tears it all apart. So it's very kind of American success story. It fit well.
Yeah.
Within the music industry, the rappers, the jealousy and the rivalry that goes on between Othello and Iago and Cassio and Rodrigo and all that.
And I had this sort of, I mean, it could have gone one or two ways for me. I don't know what you thought, but it could have been like really bad. It could have been really bad, but it was just fantastic.
It was. I was expecting it to be like, oh, for fuck's sake, do we have to do?
Yeah.
Does the Othello have to be rap? Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that where we are?
Yeah.
I thought this is the 21st century.
Yeah.
But actually, it worked beautifully because they had a real understanding of the play and the story, and they obviously worked at the detail of transposing it from Elizabethan text to a setting which they thought served the story, and it just worked really well.
Yeah. And it sort of felt quite timely, like especially yesterday, because only like 2 days previous, it had been announced that MCA had died, who was one of the founding members of the Beastie Boys, and so the whole, you walk into that space yesterday. I've never seen the globe on fire quite like it was yesterday. You walk in there, and you've got that DJ on the balcony who's sort of chucking out sort of tunes like from the 80s, from like, Jump by Criss Cross through to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 and all those guys. That was amazing.
Yeah, brilliant.
And they set the tone straight away, and normally we were talking yesterday about this, saying how it'd be so easy to drop that. The moment the play starts, to drop that and it becomes something different. But instead of that, they built upon that and it went up, up, up and up. It never really stopped. And even, once again, we were saying, like, we went into they had their break, we came back into the second half, and they came running on with the same energy that they'd had right from the whole start of us coming into the space.
Shakespeare as it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
And it made me think of like Tupac, Biggie, all those things are kind of Shakespearean in the height anyway, of people of two sides, fractions, people murdering each other, people shooting each other, people getting right to the top of their game and then being cut down in their prime because of whatever's happened in their past.
But it's all jealousy related, isn't it? Because if you think about all the stories of major hip hop kind of deaths and kind of cultural clashes in America, like it all comes down to kind of jealousy of someone always wanting more.
Yeah.
It's always that. Like those things are always about greed.
And you hear when they go on TV afterwards, there's always someone, their entourage was feeding them this and that, and it also made me think of like boxing, Don King.
Yeah.
That whole world, which is kind of similar. Like Don King being this Iago figure who kind of controls everything and kind of feeds these people and tells them this, and then goes over and tells the other side this, and so even, it worked really well.
And even going back before Don King, what about the Colonel who looked after Elvis?
Oh yeah.
Like it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And ironically, Don King was around at that point as well, wasn't he, with Ali?
Yeah.
Like floating around in the sort of in the melee, controlling everything. But it just
worked really well.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And the theatre was packed. I mean, like the Globe was rammed, sold out, and it was good to sort of see that.
I just don't think I've ever felt the energy in the Globe like we felt last night. Any thoughts on Titus?
Titus was. Let's think about Titus. Hang on a minute. What have we seen?
Cantonese.
Is it going on? Have we finished it? Is it still happening? How many more have we got to see?
We've got plenty to see.
Have we seen one? Did I dream it?
Look, okay. The point is, there's a lot to see out there, and all of the things that we're talking about and we're blogging about have already happened. So the most important thing is that we haven't been disappointed by one of them, have we?
No.
So
they've all been very good.
If that be a guide, and our kind of our levels are fairly high on how we're judging these things. So if that be a guide, I would book to go and see something that grabs you now. Like it's sort of,
and also people in there can go and watch.
You guys
find people on Facebook, find these companies online, and check them out and follow them. And because especially the company last night, the Chicago
Q Brothers,
they do great stuff.
Yeah,
they're always around. They're doing stuff in America. There's stuff on YouTube. There's stuff online. Watch it.
And they've got a Facebook group actually, Q Brothers. It's Facebook.com/Q Brothers. That's it. Easy to find. They've got a whole load of stuff on there. So even if you've missed the stuff at the Globe, you can at least get a chance to have a look back and sort of capture the flavour of what we saw last night. And you'll be really impressed, I think. It's incredible. And yo, it made me realise... I'm not even going to do that. But it made me realise, like, early back in the sort of 80s, there was Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Some of you will remember this. Some of you will just know Will Smith from, like, Ali and I, Robot and all those things. But Will Smith wrote the most amazing lyrics with Jazzy Jeff, who was scratching like Giles was doing. Although that sounds more like a clucking hen. But a clucking hen. But like, if you look at Will Smith's lyrics and you look back to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, they're like 10 pages long of dialogue, which basically you look at that stuff and you go, well, that's an amazing monologue. How do we turn that into a song? Well, that's what they were doing. And last night felt like a retrospective look back at that era. And I thought it was good that it was retrospective because it made it seem sort of more closer to the story of Othello, Whitney, than if it was sort of now, hip hop now.
3.
It's the end of week 3 and the end of this What's on Stage blog. And
I'm gonna stop talking over you at some point.
No, you'll never do that.
I don't usually.
It's just refreshing just to have him talking, to be honest.
No,
isn't it?
Well, you usually get word in edgeways, so
that's
Mr.
That's how it's always been. Silent Wanderer.
Yeah. Prophet of Doom.
Silent Wanderer.
Prophet of Doom.
Dear, stand over there and look and observe.
Hey, what am I going to tell you? When I need to
standing over there, looking and observing.
I don't say anything unless there's something to say, my friend.
It's true, I say everything.
Just say
everything. Even if there's nothing to say. Like, I'll just say everything.
Fill the void.
Say it all, fill it. Yeah. Silence, what?
The rest is silence.
So. If it's silent for longer than 30 seconds, I get lonely. So.
Yeah.
So, I'm not needy, not a people person.
What do you think about the Globe, Daniel?
What do I think about the
Globe? Good theatre, isn't it? Like the space, the venue,
I think it's amazing, actually, and I tell you what, to see so much there over in such a sort of a quick window of time, it just sort of, I really see why it is such an amazing venue. Probably more so than I had ever before, actually, because I've been there and I'd seen one play and then I'd not gone back for probably 4 months and then seen another play. And the fact is, you can go and see any of these plays if they're still available for like £5.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
And
£5.
Whilst we're
the burgers cost more than that. The burgers cost £6.
Yeah,
you can stand for a £5.
Yeah, stand for a £5, and the experience of standing is vastly higher than sitting, isn't it?
Well, because you're literally higher because you're standing.
Yeah. Well, it depends where you're sitting.
Oh yeah, if you're in the back, they've got three
tiers.
The groundlings, and then you've got the sort of first row of seats,
first
and then
tier, second tier,
and the third tier.
Yeah, but I would say like stand every time. I mean, we've been fortunate. We're sitting, and actually because we're seeing a lot of them, it's quite nice to be able to sit. But we have got up a couple of times.
Yeah. And
gone to the front and watched because you've got an opportunity to really see the actors, haven't you?
And feel them as well. There's something about because the ground, if you're standing up, it kind of slopes a bit, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So if you're standing at the front, the people actually are quite big. Yeah. I mean, the stage is quite high.
Talking about perspective.
Perspective. I think that's what I mean.
And depth. Depth of field and perspective.
If you're closer to them, they're bigger. And if you're further away, they're smaller. Which is really good because the characters are bigger. Fuck you.
I love that. I love that. If you're closer, they're bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really true. Look,
You know what I mean?
Look, I'm going to demonstrate that.
Yeah.
See?
I'm not lying.
See,
I'm
look.
not making it up.
See, look.
See, that's
Closer.
That should be the shot
Bigger.
for the last 4 years.
Let's try it the other way round.
Works better the other way around.
I don't know. I quite like it your way.
Ah, well.
Either way. That's the end of the What's on Stage blog for this week. Come and see some of these plays.
And come back. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
Have you been to see the productions? Tell us. Make a comment.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Was it good? Was it bad? Did you have the burgers? Did it rain? Did you like the performance? Did you rap? Did you clap? Did you leave? Let us know. We want to know.
Yeah. And if you've got any other productions that are going on that you think we should be seeing, don't have to be at the Globe. They can be anywhere. Let us know. That's it. Yeah.
And cut.